Will drag queens become the next HRC in fight against censorship? Recent months have shown increased attacks against the LGBTQ plus community. Many of these attacks are involving drag queen story hours or similar family-friendly events. Groups like the Proud Boys have appeared at public libraries where these events are held, screaming profanities and in some instances bringing firearms and scaring the children. The LGBTQ plus community has gone through oppression and attempts to be silenced many times in the past. In 1980, the HRC was founded to help bring political awareness to LGBTQ plus issues. Now that shows like RuPaul's Drag Race, HBO Max's We're Here, and Dragula have brought drag queens into the mainstream spotlight, many of them are stepping up to speak out without waiting for outside help. What do you think?
Well,
you saw the other day that Shangela was at the VP's house, right? You saw how happy I was about that? Like, Shangela's on We Are Here. She was on one of the first episodes of RuPaul's Drag Race and got sent home, and that bitch is bad.
Right.
She's bad. And,
No
I
stopping
thought it was such a huge thing that the VP, Kamala Harris, had this beautiful drag queen there representing us. And we need, and maybe they are the next warriors. Maybe they are the next fighters at the front lines.
Our new ambassadors, for sure.
I feel they are going to be the strongest allies for the HRC. I actually really
we need
believe
a new Stonewall by the drag queens, because
Yes.
we can't. I mean, it gets to a point where you're picking on the same, perceive the weak. Like they did in 1969, and they said enough is enough. We're not gonna take it anymore.
fought back?
This is what we're dealing with right now. They're picking on a community because it's convenient to them, like Ron DeSantis is doing here in Florida, because the transgender community supposedly cannot fight back. They will fight back. It will get to a point where enough is enough.
I went to the Work the World tour on Friday, right? And RuPaul's Drag Race Queens. I'm super fan. Anyway, so Asia O'Hara was hosting.
I saw it.
And she goes, and I put it on my Facebook. If you guys want to watch it, go to my social media. And so she pulls out this little 10-year-old kid that's having the time of his life. This little boy is just with his little hat, and he's just having a ball. And so Asia goes up to him and says, "Hey, who are you here with?" And he goes, "My daddy." And they put the spotlight on the dad, and they're like, "This is what a dad should be," And they asked the dad, "Do you have any issue with bringing him here?" He's like, "Why? This is entertainment. He's having a ball."
That's right. He deserves the Dad of the Year.
Dad of the Year, and he was hot.
He was hot. I saw him in the video. Yeah,
was
I
hot.
want to do the daddy.
Well, and then
He wants to call you daddy for different reasons.
There
sir,
you go. But I mean, this is commendable. This is amazing. And it's not just in the U.S. Thanks to RuPaul and RuPaul's influence, he's done an amazing job for the community. But this is happening all over the place. I mean, some of the most search and follow drag queens in the world comes from outside the U.S.
Right.
Pablo Vittar in Brazil is like a mega star.
Oh my
He's
God.
super
Yes.
huge.
Yes.
Very
like
famous.
beyond, like if you see somebody's followers, Pablo has more than anyone else that you would think of combined.
That's right.
Yeah.
And if you look, in France, in Spain, in Thailand, everywhere, in the Netherlands, and in Latin America, you're seeing it more and more. And it's because of that movement. It starts creating change.
Yeah.
And by the way, whiny babies with guns are far more frightening and detrimental to children than drag queens. Whiny babies.
And that they're annoying too. And those, and you hit a point there, Greg. How about you have me thinking about the kids and something else that you had said before. The PTSD that these kids must have. Can you imagine? I'm sitting there, okay, Misty Eyes is reading me a beautiful book about, finding my new pup at the shelter, right? And all of a sudden the Proud Boys come in, guns blazing, pointing guns at me. Like, me meo ahí mismo? The poor kid? Like, can you imagine? Like, the poor kid. Like, how do you come back from that?
Scarring. It's scarring. For
Right,
sure.
but they are claiming they're protecting the children. How
How are you protecting
How are you
them?
protecting the children? This is unbelievable.
I don't know.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. like this broadcast, and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ+ community.